Ready? I don't even know how to love you. Uh, just the way you want me to. I can't hit that note, but I'm ready to learn. Ready to learn to fall in. Smash that like button, guys. Soon as y'all come in the building, D Dot, Tina Marie in the building. This docu series is heating up. Even know how to hold your hand. I don't even know how to hold your hand, 50. You understand. Uh-huh. But I'm ready to learn. Ready to learn to fall your hand. Make you understand. Diddy was ready to learn how to hold 50 Cent's hand, how to make 50 Cent understand. Pure survival. Shout out to everybody coming in the building. I know that y'all had to have saw the surviving Diddy Glover's 50 Cent's documentary. It's number one in the country. Pure survival. That documentary is number one in the country, Diddy Glover. There is no way that we can unsee the horror and the trauma that we saw play out in this documentary. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, Diddy Glover, first I heard that it was allegedly $100 million that they are trying to sue 50 Cent and they're trying to sue Netflix for $100 million. But ladies and gentlemen, I just found out this morning that they are trying to sue allegedly for $300 million because that documentary is ultra viral and that documentary is making money. They are cashing out right now. So instead of taking it down, we want the money. But Diddy Glover, it's not going to happen because we know 50 Cent don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And then, guys, they are now trying to say that the Biggie Smalls, rest in peace to Biggie Smalls. Now, if you watch the documentary, it said that Biggie had to pay for his own funeral. Yes, everybody get them likes up. Shout out to all of y'all. I see y'all. If you want your comment to be highlighted, just hit that super chat and I can see you better. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of comments coming. But they're trying to say that Biggie didn't have to pay for his documentary. You know what I'm saying? And I think Diddy is paying people off to try to get them to change up the story. Listen to this.
All right, y'all. So yesterday I was able to speak to Wayne Burrow, who worked with Miss Violetta Wallace, who is the mother of Biggie Smalls and managing her son's estate. Now he reached out to me, or I reached out to him, and then he was like, "Okay, I'm willing to get on the phone with you," because he says that a lot of people have been blowing them up following his documentary. And he wanted to speak out, and he made it clear that this is on behalf of Miss Violetta Wallace. He says there are a few allegations that he wanted to address from the doc. So number one, there's this allegation from the documentary that Diddy used Biggie's record label deal, or his own money, Biggie's own money, to pay for Biggie's funeral. So
now, did y'all hear that part? Put a one in the chat if y'all believe the documentary that Biggie's estate paid for his funeral. Pure survival. This is what's in the documentary. But now people are coming out on Diddy's side trying to say that he never paid for his own funeral, that Diddy paid for it. What a coinky dink. How come you never said this stuff before, Diddy Glover? Now that it's out, now they're trying to send people out to try to tell us that Biggie did not have to pay for his own funeral. This is how damaging this documentary is, guys, that they are trying to fight back.
And he wanted to speak out, and he made it clear that this is on behalf of Miss Violetta Wallace. He says there are a few allegations that he wanted to address from the doc. So number one, there's this allegation from the documentary that Diddy used Biggie's record label deal, or his own money, Biggie's own money, to pay for Biggie's funeral. So Wayne tells me that that is completely not true, that he himself officiated the funeral and planned it along with Kirk Burroughs, who is in the documentary.
So he's trying to say that they planned at Biggie's funeral with Kirk Burroughs. Why was Kirk Burroughs in the documentary talking about Diddy Glover like a freak off dog? Pure survival. So now y'all trying to say that Kirk Burroughs really helped Diddy schedule Biggie's funeral, and Diddy Glover really paid for it? If Diddy really paid for it, why is Kirk Burroughs in there saying something totally different? Now they're trying to switch up the story, guys. Smash that like button, everybody in the building. We is getting to the meat and motherfucker freak off potatoes
for Biggie's funeral. So Wayne tells me that that is completely not true, that he himself officiated the funeral and planned it along with Kirk Burroughs, who is in the documentary, Bad Boy staff, and that Bad Boy paid for everything. At no point was there any indication that on any royalty statement that this would be coming from Biggie's account. So the family never paid for anything in regards to the funeral. He said Bad Boy and Diddy covered everything from the cars to the police to the funeral itself. And they
put a one in the chat if y'all believe that Diddy paid for everything. The cars, the funerals, the all of this stuff. Put a two in the chat if y'all think that Biggie's estate paid for it, like the documentary said that it did. Cause now they're trying to say Diddy Glover paid for everything. You know what I'm saying? This is very damaging. So of course they're going to try to change the motherfucker narrative now. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? Because the world knows, and we saw the horror, Diddy Glover. We know what you took these people through. We know what you did last summer.
Account. So the family never paid for anything in regards to the funeral. He said Bad Boy and Diddy covered everything from the cars to the police to the funeral itself. And they wanted to make that clear. He also says that it's disrespectful that anybody would even imply that, Miss Wallace, Biggie's mom, or any of his close friends would even be that naive to allow something like that to happen and not catch it as they're watching the royalty statements and just different things that are coming in. He also talk to me a bit about the contract conversation. So there is a claim in the doc, and this has been a claim that's been circulating for some time, that right before Biggie's passing, there was an issue with contract negotiations between Diddy and Biggie Smalls. Mm-hmm. He says that that is completely not true as well. He says that...
So this man is trying to say everything in the documentary that containing to Diddy and Diddy's horrible work practices, his horrible treatment to his artists, is completely false. This is what they're trying to tell us. They're trying to tell us that our own motherfucking eyes is not, and our ears ain't working. Our eyes and our ears is not working. Pure survival. 50 Cent didn't even have to talk in the documentary. All he did was show us who Diddy Glover really is and who Diddy Glover used to be. And these are choices that he made years ago, sir. So I believe, you know what I'm saying? I believe the opposite, guys.
Different things that are coming in. He also talked to me a bit about the contract conversation. So there is a claim in the doc, and this has been a claim that's been circulating for some time, that right before Biggie's passing, there was an issue with contract negotiations between Diddy and Biggie Smalls. Mm-hmm. He says that that is completely not true as well. He says that life after death was already done, so there was no contract negotiations happening. He says based on the sales and of the records and how everything was moving, Biggie had already recouped. Mm-hmm. So at that point, there was nothing to be talked about. But they did go back into a negotiation because they put out more music following the death of Biggie Smalls, and the conversation they had then was just...
Yes, they did come with a new negotiation contract. Because Diddy came out with No Way Out. Diddy Glover came out with his own album. That was his plan. Diddy's plan was to be in the front line. He wanted Biggie to be in the background eating Dunkin' Donuts, pure survival, while he's in the middle doing these dance moves, you know what I mean, Diddy bopping. while Biggie's writing the raps, eating Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Biggie. We're not gonna go for y'all trying to change the narrative, Diddy Glover. I'm sorry. My eyes can't unsee what I saw.
There was no contract negotiations happening. He says based on the sales and of the records and how everything was moving, Biggie had already recouped. So at that point, there was nothing to be talked about. But they did go back into a negotiation because they put out more music following the death of Biggie Smalls. And the conversation they had then was just about how that would happen and, how splits would be. But that whole conversation around the contract and there being an issue with that as well, there's nothing to talk about. He says the contract was the contract, and people just need to leave it at that.
The contract was the contract, and people just need to leave it at that. They want us to mind our business after we found out what the king of New York, Biggie Smalls, was the king. You know what I'm saying? And we supposed to just forget all about it and go shut up and act like we don't know that Biggie was being done dirty during survival. Smash that like button if y'all think Biggie was being done dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Negotiation because they put out more music following the death of Biggie Smalls. And the conversation they had then was just about how that would happen and, how splits would be. But that whole conversation around the contract and there being an issue with that as well, there's nothing to talk about. He says the contract was the contract, and people just need to leave it at that.
And Barrow is Biggie's friend. He also managed Biggie at one point. He owned a remember that the what was it called? Oh, Jesus Christ! Storm Entertainment. That's what they ran, which was a management company. I think they managed Shine at one point. They managed Nas at one point. I managed, of course, B.I.G. So he would know, right?
You mean Wayne Burrow?
Wayne Burrow.
Yes. So he would know. And he also wanted to mention too that there was this Rolling Stone cover conversation. In the documentary, they alleged that Diddy. So Biggie was supposed to have this like Rolling Stone cover.
And do y'all remember when they showed in the documentary how Biggie was supposed to be on the cover of Rolling Stone? But Diddy Glover wanted to put all this baby oil on his motherfucking chest, pure survival, with a baseball bat, with a freak-off baseball bat on the front of the Rolling Stone. He rather himself be on the cover than Biggie, which made you everything that you are today, sir. You know what I'm saying? And the criminal, crazy activity and extortion that you done that got you on top. But Diddy Glover wanted to be on the cover. They're trying to say that that's not true, too. Everything in the documentary, they're trying to say wasn't real.
I wanted to mention, too, that, there was this Rolling Stone cover conversation. In the documentary, they alleged that Diddy... So Biggie was supposed to have this like Rolling Stone cover, and Diddy stepped in the way of that and said, "No, I got an album coming out. I want to, get on this cover." That was like a big point of the documentary. He says that never been brought to them. They had never had a conversation with anybody about a cover whatsoever. So he doesn't know that there's any truth to that as well either.
Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that this is a lie. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think they're telling the truth. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe that they're lying, trying to say that Diddy did not say that he wanted to be on the cover. Now, this is crazy. They trying to switch everything up right now.
A big point of the documentary. He says that never been brought to them. They had never had a conversation with anybody about a cover whatsoever. So he doesn't know that there's any truth to that as well either, because they'd never had a conversation about it, and they would have. So
who do y'all believe? Because I didn't watch the doc, but wasn't it Kirk Burrows, who was the co-founder of Bad Boy and former president of Bad Boy, who said that they charged Biggie to stay for his funeral?
Yes.
So who do y'all believe?
If I have
Kirk Burrow and Wayne Burrow, they brothers.
No, so it's
Oh.
So I believe Wayne, and the only reason why I believe Wayne is
You shouldn't believe anybody. You're a journalist.
Well, you didn't. I didn't report from.
Exactly. You shouldn't be believing anybody because you a journalist. You know what I'm saying? And now Diddy and them are trying to sue. Listen what the lawyers is saying. If they can sue for this $300 million.
Is now entertainment attorney Trey Lovell to talk more about this case and the legal ramifications of it. Trey, good morning to you. Does Diddy have a case here?
Good morning, Marty. Nice to be here. Well, it's questionable. I think that what your audience needs to understand from a general perspective is that anybody has the right to do a documentary or write a book about a famous person, about a celebrity, or a matter of public interest without that person's permission based upon...
Now, do you hear this? They said this lawyer and this lawyer's toupee, Pure Survival, just said that anybody can do a documentary. Somebody can make a documentary about me. They can make a documentary about you. So how are you going to be able to sue, sir, when anybody can make a documentary about you? It's not our fault that the things that 50 Cent put in there, it shows how horrible that you were during survival. You can't get mad at Netflix if this is the way you behaved, Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? Everybody smash that like button.
Did he have a case here?
Good morning, Marty. Nice to be here. Well, it's questionable. I think that what your audience needs to understand from a general perspective is that anybody has the right to do a documentary or write a book about a famous person, about a celebrity, or a matter of public interest without that person's permission based upon the First Amendment and freedom of speech. However, there are certain exceptions. You can't defame that person, publish facts that are defamatory, negative towards that person. You can't go.
So it said that you can do a documentary, but you can't defame the person. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that 50 Cent defamed the person. Diddy, put a 2 in the chat if y'all think that everything that's in the documentary was true. That it was not defaming. It was who Diddy Glover really is and the things that Diddy Glover was really doing. So how did they defame him? How did they defame him? If he was the one that really slapped his mom like Will Smith, Pure Survival, it ain't like they made that up. You slapped your mom around and called her Susan Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? So where's the defaming at?
First Amendment and freedom of speech. However, there are certain exceptions. You can't defame that person, publish facts that are defamatory, negative towards that person. You can't go out and steal private, non-published material. And you can't use footage that is owned by somebody under some type of copyright protection. So the real question in this case comes, are one of those 3 exceptions applicable, and how did the producers get this footage?
Right, so they'll have to make their case in court. What are the legal obligations for Netflix and any other company looking to make a documentary to obtain and then air that footage? I mean, what needs to be signed or what agreement needs to be made beforehand?
And they legally had the right, 50 Cent and Netflix had the legal right to be able to put that documentary out. Diddy did that documentary thinking that he was going to beat his case, Pure Survival, and he was going to use that documentary to show us his success story. But it backfired. And he didn't want to pay those people because he got locked up. And them people got with 50 Cent and said, look, we got to get our money. We got to get our paper.
Obligations for Netflix and any other company looking to make a documentary to obtain and then air that footage. I mean, what needs to be signed or what agreement needs to be made beforehand?
So Netflix needs to make sure that all the rights are controlled by the producer before they assign it to Netflix. And this often is in writing. It's an assignment of copyright owned material and other private confidential material. But Netflix is going to go through a number of compliance steps to make sure that this footage wasn't stolen, that the producers had the legal authority, that it was properly licensed, and they have...
Y'all hear this? So Netflix went through everything. Netflix already had the rights, so they went through all the procedures to make sure that this was not stolen. It's 1,300 people in the building, guys. Everybody hit that like button. Tap your screen, hit that like button. This is breaking news. I'm bringing it to y'all, and I'm risking my life and my tasty cakes. Pure Survival. You know what I'm saying? So Netflix had the right to do this. So Diddy, you're not going to be able to sue.
This often is in writing. It's an assignment of copyright owned material and other private confidential material. But Netflix is going to go through a number of compliance steps to make sure that this footage wasn't stolen, that the producers had the legal authority, that it was properly licensed, and they have the right to distribute it, across the media in perpetuity. So, it really comes down to what the producers did in terms of how they papered, those licenses and how they papered having received the footage.
Right, and you used the word stolen. They said, this was, again, from the film's director, it came to us and we obtained the footage legally. Does that...
Y'all hear that? The footage came to 50 Cent and it came to the producers legally. So 50 Cent didn't even go search for it. They came to him. They like, look, we know you can't stand Diddy Glover, pure survival. We know that Diddy Glover tried to smash and he sexually harassed you and tried to take you shopping at Ross, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? So we got some footage that we want to sell to you. So Netflix and 50 Cent didn't even go out to get the footage. So they had the right, guys. They had the right.
So, it really comes down to what the producers did in terms of how they papered, those licenses and how they papered having received the footage.
Right, and you used the word stolen. They said, this was again from the film's director, it came to us and we obtained the footage legally. Does that suggest that it may not have been stolen, according to them, but given to them by somebody who had access?
That's the really unique thing about this, is because the footage certainly was controlled and made with Combs's direction and with his participation. And the fact that
y'all hear that? The footage was made with Diddy's direction. Do y'all understand? This is why they can't sue. Because Diddy gave the people the right. These were people that was working for Diddy Glover that turned their back on Diddy Glover, pure survival, and sold the footage. You know what I'm saying? But you can't sue because you, sir, allowed these people to record you. They couldn't get their money because you got locked up. So they were sitting on this footage and they were thinking of a master plan. Pure survival. Who put a one in the chat if y'all would have sold that footage too? Put a two in the chat if y'all wouldn't have sold the footage. If you know Diddy locked up, you ain't gonna be able to get the money that you work for, going in that freak off hotel, smelling like butt crack. You had to be in there with the cameras out and it smelled like butt crack. Pure survival. Imagine with their nostrils. You had to have an extra set of nostrils to go in Diddy Glover's freak off hotel room and record. Pure survival. So they need their money for their pain and suffering, Diddy Glover.
It may not have been stolen, according to them, but given to them by somebody who had access.
That's the really unique thing about this, is because the footage certainly was controlled and made with Combs's direction and with his participation. And the fact that and was intended at some point, from what he says, is for him to do his own documentary. So somehow for that footage to end up in the hands of Curtis Jackson or the producers is a real big question. The only way it could really have done that is if somebody had the rights to that footage and was in a position to license it.
You see that? The only way they could have sold that footage to Curtis Jackson, pure survival, is if they had the right. So Diddy already gave these people the right. He got backdoored. He loved to hug people from the back, so now you got backdoored. You should be happy, Diddy Glover, that they backdoored you in your favorite entrance.
Is a real big question. The only way it could really have done that is if somebody had the rights to that footage and was in a position to license it to the producers, who then could do it to Netflix. Because other than that, it's within the control of Diddy Combs, and it technically should be owned by Diddy Combs.
So it will come out then, it has to, right? Who gave the footage?
Absolutely. Right now, they're keeping the anonymity of the filmmaker that gave the footage, but his or her name will be disclosed.
All right.
So the person who gave up the footage will come out. We got 2,000 people in the building. Everybody smash that like button. We are going to find out who put this footage out.
The pivotal matter in this, who it was, and the auspices and the circumstances that governed that licensing and that transferring the footage to the producers.
And I mean, you talk about defamation. I mean, his name has been drugged through the dirt through his trial and everything that happened and his conviction that has then subsequently taken place. Does that water down his legal clout to fight this?
It certainly does on that front, because the argument is, hey, there's no damages. Even if he was defamed, there are false facts. People have already made up their mind about Diddy. His name's been dragged through the mud. He's been through the trial.
Wow. So they're saying that Diddy is not going to be able to win this legal suit, period, because people already made their mind up about you, Diddy Glover. Smash that like button if y'all think that Diddy Glover is a horrible person. I need everybody in the building. We got 1,800 people. I want to find out how many of y'all in here believes he's a horrible person. So the likes should go up to 500. You know what I'm saying? Unless y'all all are Diddy Glover lovers. You can't change people's minds, Diddy. Regardless that we seen the Netflix thing. Even though it helped me remember how mean you was, Pills of Bible. You know what I'm saying? But how many of y'all really think that Diddy is horrible? You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to be able to sue.
Conviction that has then subsequently taken place. Does that water down his legal clout to fight this?
It certainly does on that front, because the argument is, hey, there's no damages. You know, even if he was defamed, there are false facts. People have already made up their mind about Diddy. His name's been dragged through the mud. He's been through the trial. And whatever else is said, even if it's untrue, isn't going to have any causal effect, you know, on his reputation, on his damages. So that certainly would affect it, you know, but there certainly can be an argument made of why it may enhance and or create some type of damage.
You know, I don't know Diddy's financial situation, but I'm guessing it has been diminished through this process. Might his team also be looking for a payday from Netflix?
Absolutely. You know,
you hear that? So Diddy's legal team is looking for a payday from Netflix. That series is #1 in the country. Do y'all really think that they made all of that money, 50 Cent and the producers and Diddy's lawyers and Diddy's team ain't gonna want some of that money, Pure Survival? They already know, okay, everybody see I'm a disgusting motherfucker. But y'all made all of this money. We need to be paid.
Financial situation, I'm guessing it has been diminished through this process. Might his team also be looking for a payday from Netflix?
Absolutely. You know, the money situation with Diddy, I'm sure, is a big concern. And Netflix, you know, may not have an appetite for a big fight on this. Maybe there can be some type of resolution. But the real interesting thing about this is Diddy's really hurt by this, because they have taken footage that he had created purportedly, and they're using it and making profits off of it. So he's losing out on that. But also, you know, he no longer has the ability to make his own documentary, since the footage is already out there.
So Diddy can't turn around and make a new documentary. When he come home, he can't come out and try to make another documentary to paint a different picture. Do y'all understand that? So they already saying that Netflix, they probably give Diddy some money. Pure Bible, 300 million? I don't know. But they saying Netflix made so much money that they don't mind. Here, we'll give them some scraps. We'll give Diddy Glover some freak off scraps. Pure Bible. You know what I'm saying? But you can't make another drink, Diddy. These joints, like, I feel like this is the worst documentary out of all the ones I've seen. Peacock, all of those motherfuckers. This new one ain't got, none of those other ones ain't got shit on it, Diddy Glover. So if you make a documentary, how can you change the mind of the people? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be, I don't even know how you can change this and make another documentary, sir.
But the real interesting thing about this is Diddy's really hurt by this, because they have taken footage that he had created purportedly, and they're using it and making profits off of it. So he's losing out on that. But also, you know, he no longer has the ability to make his own documentary, since the footage is already out there. And the marketplace has really slimmed down now. So the novelty of what he wanted to show, you know, to really exploit his own story is largely gone for him. So it's a big situation for Diddy. He suffered a lot through this.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes, he suffered big time, guys. Smash that like button if y'all don't give a damn that Diddy suffered. Smash that like button if y'all don't care that the man had been suffering. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else suffered. I told y'all, everybody else died and all of this stuff. This shit is crazy, guys. It really is.
I am guessing that Diddy's minimum security federal prison is not paying for Netflix these days, even if they call it Club Fed. And that is probably just as well. The latest true crime docuseries on the streamer is called Sean Combs' The Reckoning. And that alone should tell you it is no Valentine. It's produced by Diddy's longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
And if you go on 50 Cent's Instagram, he's celebrating that the documentary is #1 in the country. This man right here, you do not want to beef with 50 Cent. Pure survival. As much as I love the joke, I mean, I'll go back and forth with 50 Cent. I'm not even going front. But the average person that can't comedically roast, you don't want to go back and forth with him because 50 Cent goes to the fucking 20th power.
And before it even dropped, Diddy's lawyers called it a, quote, shameful hit piece and fired off a cease and desist letter, which 50 and Netflix ignored. High on the list of Team Diddy's complaints are new suggestions that Diddy had a hand somehow in the murder of Tupac Shakur in 1990.
Now, I'm going to ask y'all, smash that like button if y'all think that Diddy had something to do with Tupac's murder. Everybody, those like shit. We got over 2,000 people, guys. I really want to see 1,000 likes in the building. We got 2,800 people. Everybody tap that screen, okay? Because YouTube be emailing me, telling me to make sure that y'all smash that like button so they can share this video. Diddy's trying to get $300 million out of Netflix, sir, and people think that you had something to do with Tupac. I'm sorry, people think that.
High on the list of Team Diddy's complaints are new suggestions that Diddy had a hand somehow in the murder of Tupac Shakur in 1996. And the series includes a police interview with a former gang member, and not just any gang member, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who says Puffy offered him $1 million to have Tupac killed. Sean Combs has always denied that. And Keefe D himself is the only person who's ever been charged.
See, and Diddy did not want to talk to Keefe D. When Keefe D came out tattletelling on himself on Vlad TV, Pure Survival, Keefe D and Keefe D's bowling ball head, he was the only one. His bowling ball head is the only bowling ball head that's still alive that was in the car that assassinated Tupac Shakur, Pure Survival. And he been saying that Diddy didn't want to talk to him no more. He didn't want to be friends. Now, y'all might be looking at Keefe D with the bowling ball motherfucking head, but back in the day, he was getting money. He was getting more money than Diddy Glover. Diddy Glover was using his fucking cars in his video shoots during Survival. Smash that like button. Now, I don't think that Diddy had anything to do with how Tupac got killed that night. He got killed because they stomped out Orlando Brown at the Mike Tyson. I'm at Orlando Anderson at the Mike Tyson fight. But the fact that Diddy allegedly had a conversation with them before and said, look, snatch them death row chains, we're gonna give you some money. So it was already in the air to get Suge Knight and to get Tupac. It was already in this man's bowling ball head. So when his bowling ball head found out that Tupac and them jumped his nephew, and he like, shit, we already had $1 million on your head. So yeah, let's go get him. That's how I think it happened. Pure survival.
As Puffy offered him $1 million to have Tupac killed. Sean Combs has always denied that. And Keefe D himself is the only person who's ever been charged in that crime. And then there's the murder of Biggie Smalls in 1997. 50's documentary claims that Biggie didn't want to make the trip to LA, where he was ultimately murdered, but that Diddy insisted that Biggie go.
Now, everybody smash that like button if y'all think that Diddy was pressuring Biggie to go to the West Coast. I really believe that 100%. Shout out to Mr. Rick. Just hit that super chat, Pure Survival. We got over 3,000 people in the building, guys. Everybody smash that like button if y'all believe that Diddy Glover was forcing Biggie to go to the West Coast. That makes it his fault that Biggie had to die like that. Even though he didn't do it, but motherfucker, why would you force him to go somewhere that y'all was not welcome, sir?
50's documentary claims that Biggie didn't want to make the trip to LA, where he was ultimately murdered, but that Diddy insisted that Biggie go. And after Biggie was shot, it's alleged that Diddy staged a lavish New York funeral and sent the bill to Biggie's estate. The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Sean Combs' federal murder trial just this last summer. A juror number 75 describes Diddy and Cassie Ventura, his girlfriend turned accuser, as, quote, 2 people in love. Juror number 160 says the brutal abuse caught on video was, quote, unforgivable, But, and I quote, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. And here's the real kick in the teeth for Diddy. Some of the footage that 50 Cent got his hands on apparently came from Team Diddy themselves.
Y'all hear that? Diddy got sold out by his own people. Did y'all hear that? I told y'all that footage that 50 of them got, that was Diddy's people's. That was Diddy trying to make his own documentary, thinking he wasn't going to get locked up, guys. That's what he was going to put out for us. So 50 said, look, we're going to put it out for you, but we're going to put some extra shit with it.
That wasn't one of the charges. And here's the real kick in the teeth for Diddy. Some of the footage that 50 Cent got his hands on apparently came from Team Diddy themselves. And how he got the footage is a complete mystery. It is taken inside a New York City hotel room, the Park Hyatt hotel room that Diddy rented in the days leading up to his arrest a year ago, September. At that point, Diddy believed that he was negotiating a surrender, right? Had lots of time. As opposed to the surprise arrest that saw him hauled out of the lobby in handcuffs when he was absolutely not expecting it.
Y'all see that? Diddy didn't think he was going to jail, guys. We saw the hotel room. He was still freaking off. He was still getting his cheeks clapped. He was still getting his biscuit buttered. Oil everywhere. Oil all on the walls, poop stains. You know what I'm saying? He didn't think he was shooting a whole freak off documentary, and it backfired.
Time. As opposed to the surprise arrest that saw him hauled out of the lobby in handcuffs when he was absolutely not expecting it. But even so, you can clearly see that Diddy was feeling the heat.
All of those name changes. Why did Diddy Glover had to change his name 100 times? Everybody smash that like button. We got 3,500 people in the building. He went from Puffy, Puff Daddy, what else? Sean Combs, Brother Love, Diddy Glover, Mr. Hug You from the Back. All of these freaky ass names. The Diddler.
If you have seen Sean Combs' The Reckoning, you will recognize my next guest. Derek Parker is a retired New York City police detective who led an NYPD task force focusing on crime in the city's hip-hop and rap scene. He also was the officer who took Diddy into custody after that 1999 shooting with J-Lo at Club New York.
Listen, this is the hip-hop police. This man, this hip-hop police officer, and the Beijing in his beard. I believe the Beijing in his beard. He had to lock Diddy up. Diddy Glover got out of that case. Let's get them likes up to 1,000, guys. It's too many people in the building. All y'all got to do is hit that screen, guys. We are getting justice, and we're surviving Diddy Glover.
Really good to have you on the show, Derek. Thank you so much for being on. I guess I have this overarching question about this documentary. I kind of listed out all the stuff, you know, that's packed into it. But is anything in this documentary like a real game changer?
Well, when I first saw it, I looked at the footage that was in the hotel where he was staying, how he captured the last 6 days of before he was supposed to be arrested by the feds, that he went out and talked to his lawyers, he was on a bicycle, he really traveled about the city. That was a little shocking to me. That was just one thing that was shocking to me. Then it was the statement from Keefe D again that I knew about, that Keefe D said about the actual murder of Tupac that happened in Las Vegas. And then the third thing was the billing of the estate to Christopher Wallace's estate for the funeral, the billing that he had sent the bill to that for his funeral.
Even this officer and this officer's Beijing is saying that he was shocked to find out that Biggie had to pay for his own funeral, pure survival. And now they trying to come out and say that that never happened, that Diddy Glover paid for everything. But Craig Mack was first in the welfare line, pure survival. It doesn't make any damn sense. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not going to believe this officer, I will believe his Beijing. That beard really convinced me that his beard is really that dark. That's very convincing. You know what I'm saying? So even he was surprised about the documentary.
Was the billing of the estate to Christopher Wallace's estate for the funeral, the billing that he had sent the bill to that for his funeral. Those things were things that stuck out to me.
So let's start at the top with the hotel video, which I did a double take because I thought, wait a minute, isn't this Fiddy's documentary? What is he doing with video from inside Diddy's hotel room, which clearly looks to be sanctioned by Diddy? It almost looks like Diddy was shooting a documentary. He thought this whole thing might go away and just wanted to have some really good content for afterwards. How the hell?
Y'all see that? That's why Diddy Glover was shooting a documentary, guys. He thought it was going to work in his favor, and he was literally going to drop a documentary and celebrate and show us, yeah, I beat the case. Y'all seen how I was like scrambling and I was scraping for shit, ashy elbows, shaking people's hands, needing hand sanitizer, shaking people's hands that I would never touch, that I need 2 and 3 babs for, pure survival, when you the one was having unprotected sex. You were the semen collector, but you wanted to call these people dirty. You wanted to say you need to take a shower after shaking their hands. They should have to take a shower after shaking your hands. Diddy Glover, you probably had babies on your motherfucking hands. You probably had throat babies, all kinds of sperm. If anybody shook Diddy's hand at that weekend, you should check your motherfucking palm. Your hand might probably be pregnant. Everybody smash that like button, guys.
I did a double take because I thought, wait a minute, isn't this Fiddy's documentary? What is he doing with video from inside Diddy's hotel room, which clearly looks to be sanctioned by Diddy? It almost looks like Diddy was shooting a documentary. He thought this whole thing might go away and just wanted to have some really good content for afterwards. How the hell did this video get in the hands of 50 Cent, the arch nemesis of Diddy?
Well, I think it was delivered legally, supposedly what they're saying. I think what happened was that when he did this video in the hotel, he was probably thinking that he was going to probably be acquitted and he was going to probably get out. And
y'all heard that? Diddy thought he was going to get acquitted. Guys, we almost got 1,000 likes in the building. Everybody tap that screen. Let's go. Let's get them likes up. Shout out to all of y'all. Pure survival. A lot of y'all was mad at me when I was defending Diddy Glover. Y'all was calling me a Diddy Glover lover. Now y'all see I'm back cursing Diddy Glover out. And I'm cursing Diddy Glover out because I watched the documentary and it reminded me of my Jeep. It reminded me how terrible Diddy Glover treated his people. Pure survival. It reminded me of the evil, demonic shit. I told y'all that Diddy was a freak-off vampire. Diddy sleeps upside down. He is in his cell upside down right now, pure survival, if he made it out of the hospital. You know what I'm talking about? He's sleeping upside down, dangling in the air, buck-ass naked, and you got cellmates reaching up, trying to grab him so they can get their turn. Let's get them likes up, guys. We almost got 1,000 likes. I'm telling y'all, as soon as we get 1,000 likes, I ain't gonna tell y'all no more.
Content for afterwards. How the hell did this video get in the hands of 50 Cent, the arch nemesis of Diddy?
Well, I think it was delivered legally, supposedly what they're saying. I think what happened was that when he did this video in the hotel, he was probably thinking that he was going to probably be acquitted and he was going to probably get out and he could probably run back his last days that before he got arrested so he can use that for some footage later on. But it sort of backfired on him because now I don't think he wanted it to get out. And plus, he's in an appeal process right now where he's trying to get out from under this. He's still appealing his case, and this sort of brings back old memories, you know?
And that's how diabolical 50 Cent is. He know that Diddy was granted this appeal. He was granted this appeal. Putting this documentary out right now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I think Diddy's appeal going to get denied. Smash that like button if y'all think that not his appeal was granted, but I don't think it's going to go through because it's seeing this show you that Diddy definitely needed to do some kind of jail time. I'm sorry, not for the prostitution. No, for the shit he got away with. Pure survival. That's what this documentary shows. And 50 Cent was that diabolical to show people, look, y'all think Diddy a nice guy. Y'all feeling bad for the motherfucker. Do you know that if you shook his hand, he will get in the car and talk bad about you? And talk about how he need to take a whole bunch of baths? When he the one having all these nasty, disgusting freak-offs, pure survival, kissing his girl in the face, after 10 sex workers pee-peed in her eyeballs, he got a nerve to call somebody dirty. Smash that like button, guys.
And he could probably run back his last days that before he got arrested, so he can use that for some footage later on. But it sort of backfired on him because now I don't think he wanted it to get out. And plus, he's in an appeal process right now where he's trying to get out from under this. He's still appealing his case, and this sort of brings back old memories, you know?
This is crazy. It bring back old memories. And that's what it did for me. It reminded me, because when I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie, I cried when Tupac died. Pure survival. Smash that like button if y'all cried when Tupac died. I cried. You know what I'm saying? Because where I came from, I felt like Tupac music spoke to, you know what I mean? It spoke to where I came from. It spoke to the ghetto. It spoke to the hood. It spoke, and he gave you hope that you can make it out. You know what I'm saying? But don't look down on yourself because you come from the struggle. Like I cried when Tupac died. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Pure survival. I was hurt when Biggie died, but more Tupac because I was a huge Tupac fan. Like I knew all his music. You know what I'm saying? So in all the movies, everything.
In an appeal process right now where he's trying to get out from under this. He's still appealing his case, and this sort of brings back old memories, you know?
Let me ask you this, Derek. Somebody real close to Diddy was holding that camera because Diddy didn't have people in his inner circle, in his hotel room, saying things like this unless they were close to him. And yet, whoever owns that copyright, whoever had their hands on that video, did him dirty, and gave it to his enemy.
Y'all hear that? Put a one in the chat if y'all think that Diddy got done dirty by his own people. Put a two in the chat if y'all think this wasn't his own people who did it. If this white lady right here, Martha Stewart, daughter, Pure Survival, if she know that Diddy got done dirty by his own people, how the hell did y'all don't know? When Martha Stewart's daughter knows. This is crazy.
Real close to Diddy was holding that camera because Diddy didn't have people in his inner circle, in his hotel room, saying things like this unless they were close to him. And yet, whoever owns that copyright, whoever had their hands on that video, did him dirty, and gave it to his enemy. Why and how do you think that happened?
Well, I think the person that probably did the video footage wanted to get some recognition for having that type of footage. And I think, I don't know if they signed a no-compete clause.
Huge mystery. 58 saying where he got it. He's not giving up, the source of who brought it to him from Diddy's circle.
Absolutely not, because 50 Cent is not no rat. He's not going to tattletale on his source. Pure survival. They might got other shit to come out. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent is talking like he gonna let out another documentary. Then we might get Usher. Then we might get Justin Bieber. Then we might get Orlando Brown, Pure Survival, the people that I thought was on this one. It's so much more down the freak off rabbit hole. Y'all think that this is all that's about Diddy that's gonna come out? Smash that like button if y'all think Diddy got more skeletons, freak off skeletons in his closet. This can't be just it. It's more to the story.
I can't wait for that story because right now it's a huge mystery. 58 saying where he got it. He's not giving up, the source of who brought it to him from Diddy's circle. Right. But maybe someday it'll come out, and I'm calling you when it does. Diddy's legal team says that, quote, Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release, but Netflix says it has the necessary rights to all footage used in the project, and even offered Sean Combs an interview, which he declined. Let me move on to that other.
Whoa! Netflix offered Diddy Glover a freak off interview. That would have been crazy, guys. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the building, guys. Listen, 300 more people, we'll be at 1,000 likes. Smash that like button. That's all I ask y'all to do. It's free. Y'all ain't got to send no money, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But do y'all hear that Netflix offered Diddy an interview? I didn't even know that. They said, Diddy, all right, you upset? We stole your footage? Even though you know we didn't steal it, sir, because we have the right. We'll let you talk live from Forks Dingling. Diddy denied the interview.
Footage that was never authorized for release, but Netflix says it has the necessary rights to all footage used in the project, and even offered Sean Combs an interview, which he declined. Let me move on to that other big nugget. It feels like 50 Cent, I get it. They're at war. They have been for a long time. But 50 is putting Sean Puffy Combs real close to the murders of Tupac and Biggie. Is it all smoke and bluster, or is there something there?
Okay, I worked those cases, the Tupac and the Biggie case. I mean, I remember here in New York when Tupac.
This cop and his Beijing beard worked on the Biggie and Tupac case. So I'm gonna let y'all hear what he say, but I want y'all to let's get them likes up to 1,000. And I want to know, put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that Diddy had something to do with Biggie and Tupac. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all don't think that Diddy had anything to do with either one of their untimely deaths. I'm going to leave it up to y'all with that one. But this is the guy who was the cop on the shit. Him in his Beijing beard. I think back then he had a real beard. But this one is a very convincing beard.
Is it all smoke and bluster, or is there something there?
Okay, I worked those cases, the Tupac and the Biggie case. I mean, I remember here in New York when Tupac got killed in Las Vegas, and I'll start there first. You know, I did reach out to Las Vegas at the time, but they weren't really up on what was going on in the hip hop world. When Tupac got killed, I sort of knew from my counterparts in Los Angeles at the time that we knew there was something brewing with this thing that happened with Tupac at the MGM Hotel, and that it kind of spiraled where he was later in Las Vegas and he was shot by several people that were in a car, one of them being Keefe D. In 1997, when Biggie got killed, that was another case that I worked on because we had the death threats here in New York on bomb threats at the funeral home. I had to set up a whole task force and units to deal with that funeral while it was here in New York. I mean, going to the gravesite, the burials, the funeral, everything. So that was a big deal back then. Right now, the person or the alleged person who might have brokered the deal with Diddy about this $1 million hit on Tupac, he's deceased. So Las Vegas is going to have a very tough time putting this case together because a co-conspirator can't really give you a full idea of what's going on. You need some.
Y'all see that? So the dude name, I think, who was it? Wolf or one of them people that was cool with Diddy that Diddy allegedly gave the $1 million check to give it to Keefe D or whatever the case may be. Since he's passed away, it's going to be hard for them to prove that Diddy Glover actually gave the money up. If they don't got a check with the goddamn, with his freak off fingerprints on it, no baby oil prints or nothing, zip. Shout out to everybody in the building. Guys, let's go. We almost got 1,000 likes. Tap that screen. Let's go. We almost got 1,000 likes. We need, come on, let's get it up there. Shout out to y'all. But they're not going to be able to prove, well, so far, he's saying that they may not be able to prove to get the justice for Tupac thing, but I know Diddy is in there shaking in his freak off tighty whities. He's shaking in his freak off tighty whities.
So Las Vegas is going to have a very tough time putting this case together because a co-conspirator can't really give you a full idea of what's going on. You need some independent corroboration in cases like this, and that's what Vegas really needs at this time.
Let me ask you this. I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes.
So he said it's possible, guys. Smash that like button. So it is possible. Now, Keefe D's court hearing, guys, it comes up, I think, in January or February next year. So we're going to see. I know this is a nightmare on Freak Off Street. This is a nightmare on Diddy Glover Street. Diddy got to be sick right now. I'm talking about throwing up, vomiting semen. He's vomiting semen everywhere because they can pull him into this shit. And especially the way 50 put this shit together, it really looked like Diddy had something to do with it. I'm sorry.
You see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove that.
Well, and more than just corroboration, you know this game, officer. You know how people, the beefs that exist in this world are just epic, right? And so that has to be taken into account when you're, got people swearing in on the stand and saying things. You need the hard evidence. You need really good forensic stuff. And I wonder just how hard that could be no matter what.
And it's going to be real hard to dig from 1995 when Tupac got killed. That's far as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, but we know as the people what our opinions are. You know what I'm saying? And you can't take none of that away. What our opinions is. Now, the reason why I think that Diddy was hitting on 50 Cent was when 50 Cent turned out to be the pimp guy. When he put that wig on, y'all remember when 50 Cent played Curly? This what Diddy was attracted to. Smash that like button.
Yeah, Brooke used to be your motherfucking girl, man. Not no more shit with me. You feel what I'm saying, nigga? And I heard you on the radio talk about me. And Flex was laughing, and I don't like that shit. I really don't appreciate that shit, man. I run the motherfucking town, nigga. You go ask Dope, man. You go ask Pip and Kid. You go ask Don Match Boy. Go ask all these niggas, man. It's about Pip and Curly now. Oh, nah. Nigga gonna say I don't look good. Motherfucker, I look good.
See, and this right here, 50 Cent didn't have no idea, guys. Smash that like button. Pure survival. He did not know when he turned into the character Curly, when he turned into Curly and he was saying that he looked good, Diddy was looking at him right here and was like, ooh, I like that daddy. Ooh, I like that daddy. So he wanted to take Curly shopping. He wanted to hug Curly from the back. You know what I'm saying? It's all starting to come out. It's all starting to come out.
Radio talk about me. And Flex was laughing, and I don't like that shit. I really don't appreciate that shit, man. I run the motherfucking town, nigga. You go ask Dope, man. You go ask Pip and Kid. You go ask Don Match Boy. Go ask all these niggas, man. It's about Pip and Curly now. Oh, nah. Nigga gonna say I don't look good. Motherfucker, I look good. I look real good, nigga. And now, nigga, I got the check. You see me, nigga? Chinchilla, I got leather. Motherfucking alligator. Got a little bit of motherfucking snake, nigga.
The alligator and the snake, guys. He had the alligator and the snake. You seen how Diddy had Fabulous and Jadakiss scrambling and scraping for shit when he got all hot and bothered and had got a sex drive. The alligators on Curly's goddamn fur really turned Diddy Glover on. That's why he wanted to take this man shopping. You got to understand, sexual harassment is real, and Curly doesn't have to take it. Curly shouldn't have had to take it.
You see me, nigga? Chinchilla, I got leather. Motherfucking alligator. Got a little bit of motherfucking snake, nigga. Got the motherfucking zoo on, nigga. Look at my back. The coldest nigga in this side. Coldest motherfucking nigga on the motherfucking east side, man. Yeah, she used to be your girl, man. Brooke used to be your other baby mama, nigga. I got both your motherfucking baby mamas, nigga. I'm the coldest nigga.
Wow, see, and Curly said that I got both your baby moms. Curly said I got both your baby moms. And that not only did it make Diddy Glover want to hug him from the back, but it made him also want 50 Cent's baby mom. Pure survival. You see how when Diddy will be your friend and then he wants your girlfriend, he wants your wife, he wants your husband. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that Curly coming out looking like a milk chocolate Incredible Hulk, pure survival, and he had been harassed, sexually harassed. This is horrible, guys.
Look, East Coast, Pippin. Do you understand? Do you understand me, nigga? I'm gonna say this shit nice and slow for you for the last time. I'm gonna fuck up your life, man. I'm gonna fuck up your life. If you think this shit is funny, I'm gonna show you it's not funny, nigga. No! It's not funny. It's not motherfucking funny. And you gonna understand. You gonna understand before I'm motherfucking done that everything ain't here, alright? Listen, maybe that nigga a little crazy or something. But you in trouble, nigga. You done fuck with the wrong one, nigga. You wanna talk about Curly? I heard you on motherfucking radio talking about Curly.
And ever since he came out with that Curly character, I feel like that really sparked a drive inside of Diddy Glover to want to go after 50 the way he went after his Tasty Cakes. Let's get them likes up, guys. We almost got 1,000 likes. Everybody tap that screen. And now State Property, Oskino, that was signed with Jay-Z, he watched the documentary, you know what I'm saying? And he had some things to say about Little Rodney and Meek Mills. I'm sorry, Pure Survival. I don't know if Diddy and Meek Mills was going steady. I don't know, but there's people that think that they were seeing each other.
I'm trying to understand, how did Puff Daddy get these? Well, let me ask y'all this question, right? When a motherfucker, right, Lil Rod, right, say he woke up, he said, sometimes I wake up and there'll be women next to me. But then sometimes I wake up and Puff next to me and I'll be in pain. I want to say this, y'all. If any man wakes up next to another man and his butt is in pain, he should be catching a homicide or some type of assault or attempted murder case on the spot. The fact that he don't, I don't give a fuck about no Puff that he's running up in you. He should have. You sweet. You want to be you so thirsty to get on you, that nigga fuck you, and then you want to wait till years later that a documentary come to talk about it. You're a bitch.
Wow. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with Oskino. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all disagree. Oskino saying if you woke up in the bed with Diddy Glover, Pure Survival, and your Tasty Cakes was hurting, and you ain't do nothing about it, Pure Survival, we don't feel like you were a victim, Little Rodney. Little Rodney, you were a participant. You was with the freaky motherfucking Deaky. You know what I'm saying? You know damn well you and Diddy was going steady, sir. And you felt like Diddy didn't give you your money. And I'm not gonna lie, I already felt like this. That Lil Rodney was mad because he didn't get the money from the Love album. But how can you get mad, Lil Rodney, when Diddy gave you the love? He didn't pay you for the Love album, but he gave you some motherfucking loving, dude. And he was sending you out to go get girls. And then you waking up buck ass naked with him. He looking at you, you know what I mean, grinning and moaning and shit. And your Tasty Cakes is hurting. Your Tasty Cakes is hurting. Smash that like button.
Well, let me ask y'all this question, right? When a motherfucker, right, Lil Rod, right, say he woke up, he said, sometimes I wake up and there'll be women next to me. But then sometimes I wake up and Puff next to me and I'll be in pain. I want to say this, y'all. If any man wakes up next to another man and his butt is in pain, he should be catching a homicide or some type of assault or attempted murder case on the spot. The fact that he don't, I don't give a fuck about no Puff that he's running up in you. He should have. You sweet. You want to be you so thirsty to get on you, that nigga fuck you, and then you want to wait till years later that a documentary come to talk about it. You're a bitch. That's just stinky butt. Puff is just Puff fucked you and you was cool with it because you wanted to be on. He's just think you a stinky butt.
Wow. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that Little Rodney was Diddy Glover's stinky butt. If y'all think Little Rodney was really Diddy Glover's stinky butt. We almost got 1,000 likes in the building. Everybody smash that like button for Little Rodney being Diddy's stinky butt. His stinky butt.
Eventually come to talk about it. You're a bitch. That's just stinky butt. Puff is just Puff fucked you and you was cool with it because you wanted to be on. He's just think you a stinky butt. And now, listen, let me tell you what this video did to me though, more than anything else. Meek Mills, you was around this guy? This guy's taking people shopping. This guy's just fucking people, girlfriends. This guy's playing with people's sperm. This guy's fucking a lunatic. Mind you, I looked up to Puff Daddy my whole life. I love Puff Daddy my whole entire life. He was who I wanted to be. That nigga was the flyest nigga ever in life. But I didn't know he was doing these type of diabolical things. But Meek Mills, you was hanging with this dressing 20 with a psychopath sexual sadist? What the fucky?
Wow. Put a 1 in the chat, guys, if y'all think Meek Mills and Diddy was smashing. This is Oskino from State Property. He was signed with Jay-Z. This is how he feel after watching that documentary, guys. This is crazy.
But Meek Mills, you was hanging with this dressing 20 with a psychopath sexual sadist? What the fucky? That stinky butt work for sure, nigga. I don't give a. You can't tell me you at a nigga mansion in the pool, shaking your butt and dressing the same as the nigga. You don't know nothing about these things that other people saying. I'm looking at the documentary waiting for Meek part to come on. Well, where's Meek's section at? Where's Fresh Montana's section at?
Wow.
Where the nigga that's hold the umbrella with him? Where they section at?
Wow, he said he was waiting for Meek Mills and what's the dude that used to hold the umbrella? Pure Survival. He said French Montana and the dude that used to hold the umbrella. He was waiting for them to come in the documentary. That's why I think 50 Cent going to do another 4 parts, because there's still more people that have not came forward.
People saying, I'm looking at the documentary waiting for Meek part to come on. Well, where's Meek's section at? Where Fresh Montana's section at? Where the nigga that's hold the umbrella with him? Where they section at? Stinky butts don't testify against you, so they just loyal stinky butts. Meek is a loyal stinky butt to Puff. Fresh Montana, a loyal stinky butt. The nigga with the umbrella, a loyal stinky butt. I respect.
They all loyal stinky butts. Fineworth Bentley, that's his name. Oskino saying that they didn't want to tell on Diddy. He said Meek Mills didn't want to tell on Diddy. French Montana, he's sitting around talking about, I ain't worried about nothing. Diddy ain't worried about nothing. Diddy ain't worried about nothing. Diddy ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. Diddy ain't worried about nothing.
A loyal stinky butt to Puff. Fresh Montana, a loyal stinky butt. The nigga with the umbrella, a loyal stinky butt. I respect loyal stinky butts. They know they play, they're not trying to be tough. They loyal stinky butts. Well, Kanye West, we talking fuck with Kanye West. I'm talking to Vlad. Kanye West said, you know, whatever, stop discussing dick, whatever, right? In my head, I automatically thought Kanye West's cousin was older than him and was doing something wrong to him, making him suck his dick. When I found out Kanye West's cousin was younger than him when he sucked his dick, I said, ooh.
And he even talked about Kanye West. You know, Oskino worked around Kanye West. He worked with Kanye West under Jay-Z. And he said he was shocked when he found out that Kanye West was giving his cousin head and he was the older one. Pure Survival. He was making his cousin's dingling disappear. And he was the older one. This is wild, guys. Smash that like button, guys. We are surviving Kanye West, making his younger cousin give him head.
Kanye West's cousin was older than him and was doing something wrong to him, making him suck his dick. When I found out Kanye West's cousin was younger than him when he sucked his dick, I said, ooh, you trying to make your little cousin get stinky butt. I was worried about what? I'm asking you a question. If you see the man, listen, the nigga got niggas on back page fucking badass Cassie, right? Cassie bad as shit. His baby mom who died bad as shit. These bitches bad. Look at this shit, bad as shit. He's still out here just letting niggas from back page fuck him, collecting their sperm. There was so much shit on there that's bad. I couldn't even digest it all. But I kept waiting, where's Meek Mills at? Because he definitely was at the crib.
Wow, he still just keeps saying, where was Meek Mills? While Diddy Glover was going around the freak-off dungeon collecting people's sperms. While he was collecting these men's sperms, putting it on his motherfucking nipples like pudding, like Jell-O pudding, where was Meek Mills? Was he helping him collect the sperm like an Easter egg freak-off hunt? This is what he keeps saying.
Who died bad as shit. These bitches bad. Look at this shit, bad as shit. He's still out here just letting niggas from back page fuck him, collecting their sperm. There was so much shit on there that's bad. I couldn't even digest it all. But I kept waiting, well, where's Meek Mills at? Because he definitely was at the crib. When the young boy Rob said, yo, listen, man, that nigga Rob said, man, listen, that nigga had cameras everywhere in every part of his crib. Yeah, like every camera's everywhere. Like what the fuck? I said, this thing. That's all I know. If I wake up in a bed and somebody drugged me, I don't give a fuck if it's Donald Trump, Puff Daddy, Elon Musk. I don't give a fuck who it is. Somebody's dying. If you wake up and your butt hurt and you don't know, remember what happened last night? There's a nigga in the bed next to you. Somebody's supposed to die.
We don't promote violence over here, but put a 1 in the chat if y'all understand where Oskino coming from. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all don't. Pure survival. He's still saying that Little Rodney, all that crying, he talking about he waking up and his tasty cakes hurt and the wrapper from his tasty cakes on the other side of the bed and his jaw hurt. How come nothing happened to a person that R-worded you and you up here crying about it like you wasn't with the shit?
I don't give a fuck who it is. Somebody's dying. If you wake up and your butt hurt and you don't know, remember what happened last night? There's a nigga in the bed next to you. Somebody's supposed to die. I'm not that thirsty. I would be living on fucking Broad and Lehigh. Dead broke before I let a nigga fuck me and be in the fucking house with him, and he out here getting Grammys and dancing. I'm still broke and getting fucked raped, and I don't feel sorry for these niggas at all. I don't care, Little Rod. I didn't even like Little Rod, little pink sweater on while he's saying it. Like, I'm gonna feel
Wow,
sorry.
we're surviving Little Rodney's pink sweater that he's wearing on the documentary. Oskino said he didn't even like the fact that he had that pink sweater on, trying to make it like Diddy R-worded him when your pink sweater gave it up, that you gave them cakes up.
I don't feel sorry for these niggas at all. I don't care, Little Rod. I didn't even like Little Rod, little pink sweater on while he's saying it. Like, I'm gonna feel sorry for you because you let Puff run down on you because you want to be the best producer of the year. I don't care. I don't care. You a man, you get assaulted, I don't care. Do something, please. Fuck, yeah, well, Puff Daddy, when sometimes I wake up and it be women, you was thirsty, and Puff knew you was thirsty, he fucked you, a sucker. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Puff, run down on him, fucking. He want to be stinky butt. Puff stinky butt butting. That's all.
Wow, so he just feel like Little Rodney, you wanted to be a stinky butt. So he has no sympathy for you because you wanted to be a stinky butt. You know what I'm saying? So, man, and it's a lot of people that I felt that way when I first seen Little Rodney come out. Because I'm like, how you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You come on, man. And Diddy was already telling people live on camera, I'll have you scrambling and scraping for shit. And talking about he don't remember these sexual assaults.
50 came up here and he was giving you flack for the asking Fab to parties. They said you was sounding real suspect on the interview.
Yeah. I was coming off of being in Miami a night of party, and I don't really remember what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a reminder?
Yeah, sure. I like when you like this, Daddy. When you put my back. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You sound like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
I like it when you do it like that, Daddy. All scrambling and scraping for shit. I'm not gonna lie. That is some funny shit. That is hilarious. Prison Bible. You know what I'm saying? And that's some shit. Let's say you say something like that to your woman. He's saying this to 3 men that look like they were hostages. It looked like a hostage situation. Like them niggas was scared out their mind.
50 came up here and he was giving you flack for the asking Fab to parties. They said you was sounding real suspect on the interview.
Yeah. I was coming off of being in Miami a night of party, and I don't really remember what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a reminder?
Yeah, sure. I like when you like this, Daddy. When you put my back. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You sound like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Hey, man. I don't even think of no other man, man. Besides, if I'm thinking about another man, I'm thinking about uplifted.
I want you to party with me for your birthday, man.
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
I asked 50 about that. And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes.
Wow. Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. No, sir. You was really trying to take advantage of 50 Cent. And the truth is out, guys. Let's get them likes up to 1,000. We almost got 1,000 likes in the building, man. Shout out to everybody, guys. And y'all got to give it up to 50 Cent, man, because it was total genius for him to show and remind us how horrible Diddy Glover was. I'm sorry, I needed the reminder because I forgot. I honestly was one of them people that forgot because I went to the trial. And I thought that, okay, the Ciroc company, they just trying to get over on Diddy. This is a money grab. But after seeing all the things that happened to these people and how fucked up you was, I feel like God wanted to give you some time. That's just how I feel now. My whole mind is changed, and you can't make me unsee the shit. So trying to sue for 300 million, you might as well take some of that money, Diddy Glover, because it's already too late. We already all seen what happened. So you might as well just take the money. That's what he need to do, guys. Take the money while you got a chance, because they're willing to give it up. They're willing to give up the money. You know what I'm saying? But the Oshkosh goulash is out there, Diddy Glover. The Oshkosh goulash is out there.
The world, baby. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do some real shit out here. You know what I mean? I got my Diddy mode. I'm sorry, I started licking my lip. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yo, Diddy, you gave me the Oshkosh goulash. You gave me the Oshkosh muaf. The swoosh Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You gave me the Oshkosh muash. I love it, yo.
The Oshkosh Muwash is out here. There's no denying that you were giving up the Oshkosh goulash. Diggity, diggity, motherfucking Dumas. Shout out to everybody, man. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna stay updated with this. I think Diddy's his this lawsuit will be denied though.
So is that clear Diddy's involvement with it?
No. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Could you kind of put that on? It seemed like.
Yeah. Salute to everybody, man. This shit is everywhere too. This documentary went way farther than any of the other documentaries.
One guy and 50 Cent seems to.
And 50 Cent is celebrating right now, guys. I'm definitely gonna keep us updated with this shit. This was pure survival. Yes, 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 yes. Shout out to all of y'all, man. If you're new to the channel, and make sure when y'all get off of here, hit the hype button. You can hype the video up. Put a 1 in the chat, guys. If y'all believe everything y'all saw in the documentary, put a 2 in the chat if y'all think it's all false. I need to find out from y'all. What did y'all really think? I want to see what y'all got to say. Yeah, I mean, damn, it's a whole lot of 1s, Diddy Glover. You know what I mean? You had a little 2 coming there, but damn, it's a lot of people that believe it, sir. Yeah, I mean, you were mean, dude. Like, you really was. Like, even the people that wanted to just hang around you for the money and they had a chance to leave, like Cassie and all of them, yeah, they should have left. You know what I'm saying? But you still was horrible, dude. Like, you really was. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But salute to all of y'all, man. Follow me on TikTok, Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy, and on Instagram.